Rolling.
Hello, this is Johnny Ustry and my son and business partner Jeff Ustry bringing you the June market update. Jeff, it's an interesting market out there now.
Yeah, that's
depending
different.
on who you're talking to and depending on which publication you read.
Yeah.
This is an article that was in the Wall Street Journal and really interesting because they come right out of the get-go and their headlines are there are almost 500,000 more sellers than buyers in the U.S. housing market in April. That's a lot of
that's
sellers.
That's enough to scare you.
Yeah, but it goes back to the story we've often said before. I was talking to this lady about her value for home, and she had another home up in the Northeast, and she said, well, that market up there, it's up about 20%, so I assume my home here will be up the same percent. And I said, well, just curious, did you happen to catch the National Weather Forecast this morning? And she said, what do you mean? I said, the National Weather Forecast, did you happen to see it this morning? She said, there is no National Weather Forecast. And I said, exactly. And there's no national real estate market. All markets are local. And as we've said in the past, the market in California, very different from the market here. The market in Connecticut, very different from the market here. Even in the local market of Hilton Head and Bluffton, you know, the communities are very unique.
Yeah.
Palmetto Bluff market, very different than the Belfair market.
That's right.
Sea Pines market, very different than, you know,
Berkeley Hall.
Berkeley Hall
Yeah,
market.
yeah.
So they're all local.
That's right.
So
Almost local within local.
I like
You
that.
should coin that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And share with us what the local market is doing as opposed to what the national market is doing.
Yeah. So if you just looked at Bluffton and you took the year-to-date sales last year, 2024, and you took 2025 year-to-date, 867 homes sold year-to-date last year, 873 sold year-to-date this year. Almost virtually no change. That's a good sign. That's
Very
steady.
good
That's
sign.
great. That's good for the market. Median sales price has gone up 1.9%. So still a little bit, even though we see price decreases, a lot of those have started off maybe too high and kind of worked their way back down to the market. So that's a good sign that the median sales price is still going up a little bit. Percent of list price received, virtually the same at 97%, similar to what it was last year. Days on market until sale, we're seeing an increase there, 16% increase. So a median of 63 days on market until they receive a contract. Well, last year it was 54. And then one thing that was kind of stood out. So if you took just the month of May last year, took the month of May this year, 30% more homes came on the market this May than they did last May. So that's interesting. Yeah, because most people that decide to sell in the spring have most likely already listed their home in April or just before that. But it was interesting that we saw a bunch of homes come on in May. But for the most part, I mean, the local within local market's still steady and it's good. So each neighborhood, we're seeing some price decreases, but they're just working their way down to the buyers are sometimes sitting on their hands. They don't really have that fear of loss. They feel like they can wait around. We have folks that we were very fortunate to put 5 homes under contract in the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
Some on the sell side, some on the buy side. We could have had a couple more, but we had some buyers that just felt like, you know what, I don't want to get into a bidding war. They found out there was another offer, and they didn't buy the house. And we've got one guy that's kicking himself for that. But the market's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're getting more and more people that are coming to us asking us to come by and give them a market valuation of what their home is.
Yeah.
And some of those folks are choosing to go ahead and list and take advantage of the local market. Others are waiting. But the important thing is that you're working with someone that really knows the local market.
Yeah.
And because homes are still selling in our market, that's what the data says.
Yep.
The ones that are selling are the ones that are properly staged, properly priced, and properly positioned in the marketplace. When those things happen, homes sell.
Yeah.
So we're here to help. Again, we've got quite a few folks that have asked us to come by and give them a market valuation, no obligation, but we'd love to come by and talk with you if you'd like for us to. Give us a call, 843-384-8105, and let us know how we can be of help. Thank you for watching the June market update. Thank you very much.